How's it going, guys? It's Wednesday. Or is it Wednesday? No, it's Thursday.
Thursday.
I'll have this video up by Thursday of the morning, like literally the morning or the afternoon. But we just finished watching Independence Day. It's like a cult classic, and reminds me of watching it the first time, and it's always fun watching it the first time. So today's we'll be doing the review for the movie. So this brings back old memories, I think, from watching the movie and stuff. In terms of doing this review, there's still a lot of things that are, like the story and the action and stuff. I still enjoy the action because I always get a kick out of the dog. I love that shit, man.
That's your favorite thing about this entire movie is how the dog survives and everybody else doesn't.
I like this version of the aliens because they're just like any other type of aliens. They come here to Earth and destroy us. But
You mean you like this type of alien depiction in movies?
yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting thing, and then they went into the whole Area 51 thing, and at least this is one of the few movies that shows us what Area 51 could look like.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another thing too. In terms of the Americans, they could be smarter than this. It's just, there's a lot of the idea of
no offense to the American viewers of this video.
Yeah, but the idea of hippies thinking that no, Elvis is still alive somewhere.
It's just a running joke though, and I think that's the way they depict it in the movie. Yeah. So. What else could it be?
But if you see an alien in the sky, don't stand there and stare at it. Run. You're trying to escape, so don't stand there. Just run. Get out of the way.
Yeah. If that's the one thing you learn from this movie, is you don't just take in the photo moment when you're about to get obliterated.
If you're gonna take a photo moment, take out take out a camera. Say back in the day, and when this movie come out. The year?
I think it was 96.
Something
96.
Yeah, something like that. But take a picture and then leave. Don't stand there and be whimsical about the scenery and stuff. It's brutal, man.
But did you enjoy the movie, or did you not like it?
Actually, I still enjoy the movie, even though I don't know how. No matter the age of the movie and stuff, it still holds up to its adventure and thoughts of what how we could survive in an invasion. It's crazy.
So what would you give this out of 10?
Out of 10, probably an 8.5.
Damn.
Yeah.
You really like this movie.
There's still a lot of things I don't like about the movie.
Like what?
Again, it's just going over the whole stupidity of Americans. That's the only thing that's bothering.
But
that's the only thing that bothers me about this whole thing.
Do you mean like nuking LA?
And the whole thinking of no matter how powerful the nukes are, I can't potentially blow up an alien ship right away. You can't have that idea that nukes can solve everything. They can't.
That's true.
You can't just let one go and then expect it to be blown up, because it could blow up us too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do that. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good rating though.
Yeah, still pretty. Because there's still a lot of good things. There's the humor, there's the action, and the hope.
I remember when we were
the next day of tomorrow.
When we were choosing this movie to do a review, you weren't exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't really want to do it, right? But then after watching it, first few minutes, you just got into it.
Yeah, it still holds up its own.
I like this movie. I think it's actually very decent, and I think this is Roland Emmerich's best film
Yeah.
that he ever directed. He did about I think 6 or 7 or 8 films before he did Independence Day, and they weren't really successes. Like he did Universal Soldier and Stargate, which weren't really.
Yeah.
Stargate is a great TV show, but it really didn't land as well as this did with the film business.
Yeah.
And I think that he expressed enough skill in the directing field over all those films he did before this, and that's why he was given this gig, and he just ran with it. I thought he just completely owned, this story, and made a really great, fun invasion movie.
Yeah.
Because you actually care about these characters in the end. Maybe not all of them, but
Yeah, like the key characters. And all that stuff. Even the president.
Like Jeff Goldblum's character is great. He's actually quite
Yeah.
entertaining. He's actually a great actor now. But I actually like it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, back then. When I first saw it, I loved it.
Yeah.
But over time,
we were very weak-minded back then, but now we're like all intelligent, get all this information of what the aliens were like.
Yeah. The visual effects stuff, it actually does look a little bit dated, but I know when this first came out, it
was amazing.
State of the art, and it was, as good as it could possibly get, but
I still like the background images of what, the ships were being destroyed, and, it's interesting.
very, very unique designs.
Yeah.
I would say that this movie actually has one of my favorite opening sequences to a movie, because
you were explaining this.
like a lot of films nowadays, they just waste time and waste just footage, with these long introductions and or title sequences, and the intro to this movie is really short, and it gets straight to the point. It doesn't waste any time at all, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, after so much time has passed and you see the second half of the movie, it's kind of a redundant thing. They had the first fighter plane sequence and that failed, and then they have another one, and you're just thinking, like, the second sequence, then they should have probably used the nuclear bomb.
No, because that's the thing. They want to test the boundaries of what technology the aliens have.
Yeah. But
yeah, the whole nuke thing, they could have saved it.
Nuking your own soil is just blasphemy, right?
Yeah,
like, it's just
brutal.
such a dumb idea. But when they were over Arizona, over the desert, maybe they should have used the nuke then, when the shield was down, instead of wasting all that manpower to take them out.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I thought the movie's actually really entertaining. The characters are good. I think there could have been more character development.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But obviously, the main idea here is the aliens and the invasion, and how just
the story of aliens just coming down just takes over.
how I think the interesting thing is how easy it was for them to take over for the brief time. It just shows you how we don't have the
resources.
Not that we don't have the resources, we don't have the security to protect, our land, I guess, our people, without obviously nuclear bombs, right?
Yeah.
So, what's so funny?
No, the whole Data thing is.
Crazy. For those who don't know, Data is a character in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Plays an artificial being, and he's in this movie as a
scientist.
A scientist who's been locked away at Area 51 studying the crashed alien spaceship, and he's all weirded out.
Yeah,
he's got
all
the long,
He's all like
hair.
nerdy and really taking the nerdiness to a whole new level. Interesting stuff.
It's 2014 now, and 20th Century Fox is planning a sequel, a 2-part sequel to this movie.
It's only 2 parts out of 3.
No, I think it's just going to be 2. I think they're pushing for like an option to do a 3rd movie, but without a contract. So it's just going to be a trilogy if the series doesn't make any money.
Yeah.
But it's the same director. I know they're trying to get Will Smith, but his the amount of money that he asks for nowadays. No offense to Will Smith, I think you're great, but it's a ridiculous amount of budget money. Like the money that they pay him could really go towards a budget and really increase production value of some of the films that he's done. So I don't think it's gonna be worth it to get him now, even though he worked really well in this movie as a pilot for the U.S. Air Force.
Yeah.
You know, so and after this came out, Roland Emmerich's career kind of actually took off for him. He made a lot of more
Apocalypse type
disaster type movies, right?
like the Day After Tomorrow and 2012. That's
It's kind of become his thing now. That he's
went to up the stakes of in terms of destruction. I think in terms of destruction level, 2012 really took it to a whole new level, man.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, oh wow, you can actually see the flipping of the whole crust of a city and shit. That's crazy.
Crust. Make it sound like a pizza. But I think he's actually known now for those type of movies. So I think all the story and scripts and contracts he gets is just for disaster type films. And, obviously if you're good at something, you might as well just use what you got and try to make money off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the, not just the visual effects part of this movie, but some of the practical pyrotechnics effects were even revolutionary at that time.
Yeah.
I remember they built a big section of New York and they flipped it on its side and they, detonated a few explosives and recorded the fireball.
I think you remember telling me this.
And then in the movie, you see how it's just like something that's just going through the city, right? But
it's crazy.
It really works. And the soundtrack, the score done by David Arnold, who later did the main theme for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
For the Sam Raimi movies.
Nice.
His score in this movie is really good. It really grounds it and makes it more realistic, I think. But it's still fun at the same time.
Yeah, you mentioned about the whole sideways building thing with the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really I think this movie still has good practical effects and it really works.
Yeah, it really is. It's there's a lot of computer generated stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of practical stuff, and I think it still shows you that sometimes it is definitely worth to do the practical effects because sometimes it just look more real.
Yeah.
Even in this day and age with all of our great visual effects artists and they're doing amazing things now, real is still real, right?
Yeah. So you enjoy this film? You've reviewed quite well in terms of the actors and the directors, and what do you give this film out of 10?
I would have given it an 8.5 back then when I first saw it, because there really wasn't anything else that could, that was released that year that could compete with it. But now I would give it I'd give it a 6.8 or a 7 out of 10, because that's still a good rating. Believe it or not, 70% is still a good rating. So.
Wait, 6.1?
8. 6.8 or 7 out of 10.
So it'd be like half.
Yeah, you like it more than I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
I still it's a good film though, and I really want the movie poster because it has a really good advertising campaign.
The one with the White House and the alien thing on top?
No, it's just it's the city with the alien spacecraft over it, and it's firing, but it's all redded out. The entire poster. Ryan had it, remember?
Oh yeah, he did.
That giant. I want one of those. So.
So yeah, that's it, right? That's all we got. All right.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Independence Day yet, you're in luck. You can still watch it, and you can download it now. Might as well.
Don't promote illegal downloading.
Well, at least it's better than Netflix. I don't like the idea of Netflix taking over ideas of our experiences at the silver screen, but at least.
Yeah, if you this is a type of movie that you should see on a really big kind of theater scale.
No, because Netflix stuff, I've been hearing that it's using just regular standard quality. But at least if you download it, it'll be 1080p or 720p. It'll be better.
Anyways, that's
Yeah.
another video.
Indeed.
Netflix video.
All right, so that's it for our review, and I'll post this up, of course, pretty soon. Just leave us comments on what what you guys thought about Independence Day, and let us know. And yeah, say next week or maybe in 2 weeks we'll make another movie review, and we'll post those ones up too. Please subscribe if you can, and thanks. And yeah, give us feedback of what you guys think, and that'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, that's all for the night. So yeah, see you.